Zel Boy Army, welcome to another one on the channel. In this video, we are going to be looking at chemistry styles on FIFA 22 and how they work. Chemistry styles are a very important thing in my opinion, especially in cheaper teams to really utilize. For the first part of this video, I'm literally just going to show you how chemistry works, how you get it. Some of you might already know that. Some people watching might learn about that. In the second half of the video, we're going to go over to FootWiz's website and see exactly how chemistry works in terms of all the chemistry styles and the exact boosts they give. As far as I'm aware, chemistry is the exact same as last FIFA in terms of what the chemistry styles give. On a cheap team, chemistry style cards are an easy way to massively help your team to compete. You can see in this team, I've literally just got shadows and hunters across the board. On Zelonius, I've put an artist for now to up his passing and dribbling a bit, simply because I'm not sure I'm going to use him long term, and I don't want to put a shadow or hunter on him. But generally speaking, early on, shadow and hunters are going to be the best cards to get your players closer to 99 pace, up their defending if they're a defender, or up their finishing if they are an attacker. The ways you get chemistry, you can see in the top left of my screen, next to my rating, it says chemistry 100. That is your team chemistry. The team chemistry is a combination of all your individual player chemistries. So you can see here, when you move the right stick left, you can see how much chemistry a player gets. So my back four and keeper, that's 50 chemistry. 68 with these two players. 78, 88, 98, 108. 100 is the max you can get. But if 11 players do not add up to 100, you will not get full team chemistry. And if your team chemistry is not full, even if a player has 10 chemistry, he will not get the full boost. I do think you can get away with not having 100 team chemistry as long as you've not got loads of players on little chemistry, but the lower it gets, the more noticeable it will become. For individual player chemistry, like I said, you move the right stick left and you can see exactly how much chemistry they've got. The way you get chemistry is by playing a player in his correct position. So if you played a striker at centre-back and vice versa, they'll get free chemistry. They're getting one extra chemistry from the manager. If you played a left winger at striker, he will get free chemistry. But if I changed him to a left forward, Insigne would be getting 6 chemistry. So there are certain positions where you can play them out of position, like a right back and a left back. You can see here, where they still have 6 chemistry. You can see when you move the cards here as well, whether they're getting a chemistry boost from the manager or loyalty. Loyalty you get if you pack a player or if the players play 10 games. The loyalty there is next to the green M circle. It's like a shield. That will be green for any player you've packed. So you can see here, Ben Yedder, I packed him on this team. He gets an extra 1 chemistry from that. Players, if they have the right manager, loyalty, and right position, they're linked properly, they'll get 11 chemistry. But the max you can get is actually 10. But that's just how that works. So to get perfect chemistry for a player, he needs to be in the right position, have one of either manager or loyalty, and then have links to players. For every link a player has, he needs at least 1 yellow link for each one. So Chesney has 2 players linking to him, Skriniar and Koulibaly. So because he's got 2 links, he needs 2 yellow links to make that. So because he's got those and he's got a manager, he's 10 chemistry. If I put, oh no, he is Serie A. If I put this guy, Chesney gets 7 chemistry because he's not linked now twice. Another way around it though is this. If I put a player like Zielinski is the same nationality, so Chesney gets 10. The ways players can link to other players is based on nationality, club, and league. If they have the same club, they're going to get a green link guaranteed anyway. Simply put, they've got the league and club. If they're the same nationality, club, and league, you get a perfect free link. So an example of that would be Bruno Fernandes and Cristiano Ronaldo at United. They get free links to each other. Those really strong links are very nice to make it easier to fit players in. But like, for example, here, Zielinski needs 4 links to be able to get full chemistry. He's got Insigne, Dybala, Koulibaly, and Sandro connecting to him. If I had 2 players from other leagues, where Dybala and Sandro are, he would still get the chemistry because he's linked twice, to Koulibaly and twice to Insigne. Hopefully that makes sense. Another way you can get chemistry, like I said, is pick a manager with either the same nationality or league as the players. Managers, you can change the league by going to apply manager consumable. And there you can pick leagues, you can buy them off the market. But this is how chemistry works. It's how you get your players' chemistry up. Now let's move over to FUTWIZ and see what each individual chemistry boost does to a player and why it's so important. Okay, for the second part of the video here, we are on the FUTWIZ website. FUTWIZ, a great website where you can basically go on here and mess around with different chemistry styles and actually see how they will benefit a player. I've picked a player here that no matter what chemistry style I pick, he will not max his stats max out at 99, but we'll see what each chemistry style does and why they're so good. So generally, every player that you pack will start with a basic chemistry style. At this point in the game, basic chemistry is not really recommended on anyone. Occasionally later in the year, when we get really juiced up cards, sometimes it's good, but at this point, it doesn't really do anything. It just gives +5 across the board on some different stats. Sniper is shooting and physical. So this might be one that you use on a player who has really high pace. Not many of those at the moment. It gives lots of shot power, long shots, and some decent physical stats. Probably not one you're going to use a lot at the moment. Finisher. Now, this is definitely one you could be using right now on some players. Whilst pace isn't as essential, if you're looking at a player like maybe a Boadu in the French league who's got 90 pace anyway, you might want to do this to really up his dribbling and shooting. This is a really good one at this point of the game to use on players who don't have those high technical stats but are quick. 15 finishing and dribbling is a crazy boost. So this is a really good chemistry style, and it'll be a lot cheaper than Hunter. 10 agility is very nice, and 10 shot power is really nice. You basically want on chemistry styles them to upgrade key stats whilst not putting them into a lot of wasted stats. 10 volleys and 5 penalties is not great, but the key stats, it really gives a lot to a really nice. Chemistry styles each give, let me add it up again, 40, 45, 55, 60. They give 75 stats to players, which is a nice buff. You don't really want to use this on players who aren't that quick, but if a player's got 90 plus pace and not great finishing dribbling, you could use this to really buff that. Deadeye, I think it used to be a lot better than it is. It's still decent. 15 shot power, 10 movement finishing is pretty good. The 15 short pass, 10 vision's really nice as well. It's a pretty good one, but probably not as going to be as popular at this point in the game. Marksman, this is the one I put on Kylian Mbappe. Pretty much maxes out his some of his dribbling stats and shooting. Again, this is one you wouldn't really be putting on many players right now. I still think Finisher, I think it was, is better than this one because it gives way more agility, finishing, and dribbling. But this is a pretty good one. Hawk is pretty good. It gives a nice physical boost, decent boost to the shooting stats you'd want. If you've got a player with like mid-90s pace and you don't want to waste Hunter, the 10 pace that gives, this one could be pretty good. Artist, at this point in the game, its stats are very nice, honestly, that it gives, except for I wish it would give, instead of 10 crossing, 10 short pass. The dribbling boost is really nice, but there's not going to be many players you're really going to want to use this on because it doesn't give any physical boosts. Architect, I think it's the only one that gives plus 15 strength, which is really good. But again, it doesn't give any pace, no shooting or dribbling. I don't know why on FUTWIZ it says this, but yeah. Powerhouse, again at this point in the game, you're not really going to put this anyone. These are just more later in the year when we're getting cards with maxed out pace you might start using. Maestro, not a very good card. No agility balance, not much short pass. You don't really care too much for free kick accuracy. Gives some volleys, no finishing. Not one that I think will be usable much all year. One of the worst ones. Engine's a very nice one because it gives 10 balance. I'm not even sure if there's another chemistry style that gives balance. There's definitely not another one that gives 10. 10 though. The 10 dribbling's nice. The 5 pace is good. Gives a few decent passing stats. Quite a unique one. Fixes some clunky players sometimes. Sentinel. This is one you might be using on fullbacks who get like high 90s pace. Not really any of them right now, but once we get a few more informs, we might start seeing that. I don't think it's a great chemistry style though compared to Anchor still, because it gives 15 jumping, which doesn't matter much, and 15 heading. Those are pretty irrelevant stats, and that's 30 out of 75 of the stats. Guardian, not one you're going to be using for a long time. It gives some decent stats. This one gives 10 balance. I don't think it used to, so maybe some chemistry styles have changed. But 15 dribbling, 10 balance, 10 defending awareness, 15 standard tackle are great. But you need the physical boost, so you're not going to use that for a while. Gladiator, shooting and defending, maybe when we get midfielders later on in the game who are good physically. Backbone, it's not a very good one, to be honest. No short pass. Not a lot of strength. I don't think there's going to be much use for that this year. Anchor is a really good one. Gives a buff across all the key defending stats. Gives a nice bit of pace. And 10 strength's really good. This one right now you might use on some fullbacks. Players like Theo Hernandez, Kyle Walker, who don't need the full shadow boost, but a nice physical boost. Hunter, this is one that you're going to be using on pretty much all your strikers that at this point to get them to 99 pace. You can see I'm using it on a lot of mine. 10 pace plus 10 finishing is amazing on itself. I wish the 15 volleys went into shot power, movement, and long shots. Would make it a lot better, but it's still great. Just the 10 pace and 10 finishing. Catalyst, it's not a very good one because, generally speaking, not many players you want to put crossing, long pass, free kick accuracy. It's got 35 of its 75 stats, nearly half of them on crossing, free kicks, and long pass. The pace is good, but yeah, I don't like this card much. And then Shadow is pretty much the one you're going to use on all your centre backs. I wish that the defending awareness was a bit more. I wish it swapped the slime tackle, but the 10 pace and buff across the board defending, it is the best one for most centre backs right now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Appreciate your support as always. Keep it spicy, and I'll see you in the next one.